talk more about that, we're joined by Dr. Meir Javedanfar. He's an Iran lecturer at Reichman University. Welcome to the programme, Meir. Good to see you as always. So what is your interpretation? Are we headed for a new round of war with Iran?
You know, it's really difficult to know, Laura. It's we have to see the number, how much the Iranians have re-embarked on the path of rebuilding their missile program. And when I say how much, I mean how many missiles are they rebuilding? Are they building at what rate? This is the information that people who deal with open source do not have access to. However, we have to be cognizant of the fact that Iran's missile program is one of the red lines for the state of Israel, alongside Iran's nuclear program. So if the Islamic Republic is rebuilding its missile program at a very fast rate and it's producing missiles at a very fast rate, then that's a major threat that we have to take into consideration. But I also have to say, Laura, the decision to attack Iranian missiles or nuclear facilities, if they're rebuilding them, is not just a military or intelligence-based decision. It's also a political decision. And by that, I mean the permission of President Donald Trump. If Israel comes across any intelligence that the Iranians are crossing red lines, we have to convince President Trump that we need another round against Iran. And I'm not sure at this point he's ready. We have to wait and see.
Right. We know that he took a political risk in joining the fight last time. Do you think President Trump would be on board with another round of fighting? He has repeatedly held his hand out to Tehran, hasn't he, offering a potential new nuclear deal?
You know, if Israel, Laura, provides solid and very accurate information, intelligence that the Iranians are doing things that are untoward, for example, regarding the missile or regarding nuclear activities, then he may have no other choice. You know, it's very difficult to know what he will do, but I think if Israel really presents with solid intelligence that, look, they're rebuilding, for example, their missile program, and this is going to make Iran even more intransigent and more hard-headed at the talks, and it's going to actually give them the confidence not to return to the nuclear table, and they could also use it to attack U.S. and Israeli targets. So we have to take a decision. We have to make a decision. Then he may find it difficult to refuse, and he may find it difficult to turn down such a decision, and he may go to war. But again, we also have to take into consideration his position and popularity in the United States, next year's elections, midterm elections in the United States. So all these things have to be taken into consideration, which makes it difficult to give a straight answer. But I think if it's a undeniable danger, despite all the political challenges, he may support such an Israeli decision.
And if I could just get your take on something on the domestic front, because there were some strange comments today from the Iranian Minister for the Interior, Eskandar Momeni. He said you can't run a country of 80 million centrally. Apparently, he's proposing some kind of decentralization in Iran. I mean, how unusual is it for an Iranian official to make such a comment, and what do you read into it?
To be honest with you, sorry, I thought when you said centrally, I thought he's referring to Tehran, because everybody keeps talking about evacuating Tehran, like President Pezeshkian says, as a solution to Iran's water crisis. You know, that reminds me of a joke recently from Iran that people say instead of people of Tehran evacuating the city to resolve the drought issues, why doesn't the leadership of the Islamic Republic evacuate Iran? And that will resolve most of Iran's issues. But there is a lot, Laura, what is really interesting recently is that there are people inside Iran saying that after Khamenei, there should be a referendum, there should be a complete overhaul of Iran's system where you have a supreme leader and he has so much power, the power should be decentralized. This is a very, very interesting it's very interesting narrative that has suddenly emerged in Iran. And I think it's got to do with two factors. One of them, the image of the supreme leader being weakened greatly after he disappeared during the Iran-Israel war. And the other is that the question of his successor. I think all these things are leading to new calls in Iran for a serious revamp of Iran's political system.
Dr. Meir Javedanfar, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura.